Hey, what's up everyone? The Dan Sandwich here, and today I am back in automation again, and we are looking at another car that I have already built before making the video. Just another car I was kind of messing around with on my free time. But not, I guess this is all my free time because I don't, this is like a job or anything. But you know what I mean. It wasn't, just kind of wanted to see if I could build a cool car, and I think I did. So just gonna get into it. This is probably gonna be a little bit shorter video. I know it's like coming a little bit later as well. Uh, I've been kind of busy. I'll kind of get into what's been going on when I take this car in a BeamNG drive and drive it around. So if you're not really that interested in that, I guess you can skip that, or I guess skip to that if you're really interested in it. But nevertheless, this is a wide body V8 swap, kind of Porsche 911 resto mod custom street racer kind of vibe thing. Something that I kind of built to, just because I thought it'd be a cool build in automation. And I've already tested it out in BeamNG, and man, this thing is really fun to drive. So definitely one of the cars I'm more proud of in terms of the driving performance. I think that the fixtures and things like that could be a little bit better. It's a little bit rough around the edges and stuff like that. But I'm pretty happy overall with the way this car looks. Again, I didn't get a chance to make an interior in this one, but I really wanted to get a video out this week because I didn't put a video out the week before, and I may not be able to get a video out next week either. So that's kind of why I'm trying to get a video done this week, just to have something done. To that point, I really do appreciate everyone who's been checking out my channel lately. I've been getting a lot more views on stuff, and thanks for everyone who subscribed lately. It's really been very cool to see how many people have been enjoying the stuff I've been making. So thank you for that as well, of course. But yeah, this is kind of like a Porsche 911 V8 custom wide body sort of car. Let's take a look at the engine. Obviously that's the biggest difference here from a standard Porsche 911. So we've got a 4-liter V8, basically almost a 4-liter V8. It is aluminum head, single overhead cam with 4 valves per cylinder, and an aluminum head as well. I know it said aluminum head, but it's an aluminum block. And then I kept everything at 0 quality, so like the standard quality level, because I wanted it to be, what if somebody had kind of like taken an engine out of another car and put it in this one, or maybe, more of a budget level type of build. Maybe they found an old, 911 and decided to fix it up and stuff like that. So we didn't go crazy on any of this stuff here. So we got forged steel, crank, lightweight forged conrods, forged pistons, and a harmonic dampener. And then no VVT or VVL, just like a basic V8 sort of thing. You can take a look at everything I have set it to here as well. It revs at 8,000, but it makes peak power at 7,600. And despite it only being 364 horsepower, this thing definitely moves. I kept it naturally aspirated as well. We've got multi-point electronic fuel injection with a single configuration, performance mid intake manifold. But yeah, you can kind of see what I've got going on there. Tubular long headers and a dual exhaust. We've got a cat delete. So again, this is kind of like a street race car. So somebody has deleted the catalytic converter, but we still have a muffler on there just so they don't alert the cops too much. I guess is my own like headcanon for this sort of thing. But yeah, I mean it's a pretty cool looking engine, I guess. But yeah, I didn't want it to be super crazy as far as the build for the engine. Let's take a look at the chassis. So again, we're going pretty normal stuff here, except for the pushrod suspension in the front, because I did think that it would be kind of fun if they upgraded the suspension a bit. This is a 2020 car, so again, it's somebody who kind of took an older Porsche and then applied a lot of modern technology to it. Kind of, again, like a budget Singer or RWB sort of thing. But we got aluminum chassis, aluminum panel, monocoque AHS steel chassis. Again, it's a rear engine car still, so I didn't move the engine up to the middle, kept it in the rear. And again, I went with push rod and double wishbone for the suspension. When it comes to the transmission, we've got a manual 6-speed gearbox. It says the estimated top speed is 207, and then we got a geared LSD for the limited slip differential. The tires in the front seem really narrow to me, but again, it handles pretty well in BeamNG drive, so I'm keeping it at 160, to keep it the same there. I think the wide body does help because I did widen up the track width for the wheels, and I do believe that helps out quite a bit there. We've got standard vented discs in the front, 3 pistons, 1 piston in the rear. We went with no active aero, sport under tray, no cooling flaps, sport interior with 2 seats, so removing the rear seats of a 911 basically there. We are using all the traction aids because again we're using modern technology, so a little bit of weirdness there, I guess. With variable hydraulic steering, but the safety is still the standard from the 80s. So they didn't change out any of the safety components. It's still the basic safety from when this car was built originally. They just upgraded all the other stuff to make it faster. And then we got standard springs with semi-active dampers and active sway bars. And yeah, as far as the detail stuff, it's 0 to 100 and 100 kilometers per hour in 3.3 seconds, which is crazy fast for like a regular car basically. And it, again, top speed of 203 on the test track. I think what's even more impressive is the quarter mile is less than 12 seconds for something like this. That, according to automation, only cost $24,000. So really low budget supercar performance basically, which is cool. But again, I just, this was a car that I kind of wanted to build like a V8 911, and I got kind of crazy with the wide body and stuff like that. So I went with this kind of like light gold paint job because I'm kind of inspired by there's a Singer car that's being, like, as it was made now, it's they made like all the examples of it and then they stopped production on it, which is a very Singer thing to do. But it had this kind of like gold paint job, and I went with these like really cool gold and black wheels. I think it looks really cool, just like kind of a different paint job than what I would normally do. But yeah, let's take this into BeamNG Drive and let's test it out a bit and see how this thing performs. Alright, so here we are in BeamNG Drive in the custom widebody V8 911 Porsche. The paint color, I don't know if it really translated super well to BeamNG, but yeah, it's whatever. It looks a little bit light to me, but I guess that's fine. Everything else looks pretty good though, except for there's a hole up front, but there's always like these random holes with these automation cars in BeamNG Drive. But anyway, let's drive it around a little bit. Listen to that really nice V8 sound coming from this 911, and talk a little bit about this car and a little bit about what's been going on in my life. I don't usually delve too much into my personal life, but there's been a lot going on, and I feel like it's probably appropriate to talk about. But first off the bat, this car is very quick. I'm driving it in sport mode, and you can really just throw it around corners very easily. It's very flat, very planted. Probably helps with that pushrod suspension up front. But the aero is a little extreme on this car, I know. This giant racing rear wing, and I've got this kind of like weird like whale tail thing in the back that I think it looks pretty alright. I initially did it to kind of blend in the wide body with the rest of the car. I don't know. It's not as good as I would like it to be, but it's better than it was. So I'm gonna take it. But yeah, as far as like why I've been busy lately, so first off the bat, I don't do YouTube as a job. I don't have the ability to just make YouTube videos all the time, as much as I'd like to, because I do enjoy doing this. But I do have a full-time job, and obviously that is demanding a lot of my time. Of course. But also, just so you guys know, I'm getting married. I'm getting married like very soon. By the time this video comes out, it'll be like 3 days, I think. Depending on when I do put this out, but I'm getting married very quickly. Not very quickly, but very soon. And so that has been taking up a lot of my time, of course, preparing for all of that. And then, you know, I had my bachelor party last week, so that's why I didn't have the chance to put a video out, or I guess it was a week and a half ago by this point. So that's why I didn't have time to put a video out. That was obviously a lot of fun. But yeah, that's basically what's been going on. So I know I've mentioned maybe briefly in other videos my relationship, but yeah, it's kind of the biggest thing going on in my life right now, and so if anyone cares about that's I appreciate it. And honestly, I speaking of like life things, I mean this YouTube channel, while still pretty small, has been really fun for me. A nice little distraction from like work and other things going on in my life, that I've been able to make videos. And again, I do really appreciate how many of you have checked out this channel and have been watching my videos lately. It seems like ever since I kind of started doing more automation stuff, I've been getting a lot more people interested in my videos. So that's, you know, mainly why I've been keeping up doing automation videos. I don't even know where I'm going. If I can safely drive my car down here. Probably not a great idea for me to be down here, as I'm gonna sink it. Probably gonna sink it. Okay, but yeah. So again, thanks so much for everyone who has been enjoying the stuff on this channel, and as I move into this really exciting part of my life, that's why I didn't put out a video last week. There's probably not going to be another video next week, just because I'm not going to really have that much time to dedicate to doing this sort of thing. But the fact that anybody still likes watching these videos is why I continue to do it. Not that I would... Oh, it's like crashing a wall there. Not that I wouldn't enjoy building cars on automation and testing them out on my own time, but it's cool that so many of you like what I'm doing on this channel, and yeah, thank you so much for continuing to keep it around. Not that again, I would probably keep it around even if it wasn't for as many people who are watching as they are, but it definitely helps. But anyway, that's enough about me. Let's take this thing out onto the track and see how quickly I can maneuver it around the automation test track and see how it holds up against some of the other cars that I built. Alright, here we are at the automation test track in the V8 911. Let's see how quickly this thing can go around here. I think it's going to put down a pretty good time, because while it doesn't have the most horsepower, it does have really good balance and, you know, turning and stuff like that. So we're in sport mode just like I do every other car around the automation test track, just to keep it consistent. I don't know if I've tried driving this thing with the traction aids turned off. I imagine it would probably still do pretty well, just because there isn't a ton of power back there, but it's still going to be pretty quick. And yeah, this thing, again, there's a reason why the Porsche 911 has endured as one of the greatest sports cars of all time. It's because it just drives so nicely, even in this weird V8 version. Here we are on the main straightaway. Let's see how quickly this thing gets up to. It only gets up to like 155 or so before reaching the sweeping left-hand turn there. So not the highest top speed, but again, that was never the 911's goal. It was always about handling, turning around on a track. And as you can see, it's doing that really, really well. I probably should have done a warm-up lap in this car, so this probably wasn't going to be the best performance possible out of this car on this track, just because I didn't really warm up on the track. I warmed up, you know, just, you saw what I was doing, just driving around the West Coast map. But yes, super, super flat through there. Broke way too late for that corner. But like almost no wheel spin at all. I'm pretty much just putting my foot to the floor. I think that's where like the double spoiler thing actually really helps out. There's a lot of downforce on the rear, which is what you need for a rear engine car, and it handles it beautifully. Onto the final straight there after the last turn, and we're looking at a pretty quick time of 2:11.7. So let's see how that stacks up. We are kind of right in the middle of the leaderboard now. So slower than the UFO, but faster than the street tune version of my JDM sports car. I kind of thought it would be faster. I thought it'd be more up in, you know, maybe not necessarily up against the race cars and stuff, but a little bit closer to it. So 2.11, again, I think that's largely because I didn't practice on the track at all, but still I think it's a pretty good time for a car that, again, like according to Automation, this car only costs like $24,000, which is nothing for a car like this. So that's cool. Let's take it to the drag strip and see how it does on the quarter mile. All right, West Coast USA drag strip. Let's see how this does at the quarter mile. Again, Automation said this would do like a mid-11 second quarter mile. Let's see here. We got it in sport mode like usual. Again, very little drama at all. The nose lifted up just a bit, but there's so much downforce on this car. And yeah, basically exactly what Automation said. 11.6 seconds. So a little bit lower on the leaderboard in terms of that. But again, like this is not a straight line car necessarily. So it beats the budget race car that we made, that I made a couple weeks ago. Again, a little bit slower than the UFO, but again, that UFO has 1,000 horsepower and it's all electric, so it should go faster. But yeah, you know, it's kind of what I expected. 11.6 second quarter mile, pretty good. So you know how we do it around here. We're going to take it off the car jump arena's jump, see how far it flies, and yeah, that's how it goes. All right, and last but not least, as you already know, we're going to be taking it off of the car jump arena jump. To just, you know, cap this video off the right way. Thanks again for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you're subscribed to this channel, that is really cool. If you aren't subscribed already and you want to, that would really mean a lot to me if you did that. Gonna keep doing more automation content moving forward. Again, probably won't be able to put a video out next week, but I'm gonna try to keep it on a weekly basis moving forward as long as I can. But yeah, I do really appreciate those who have already subscribed and checked things out. I don't anticipate this one going very far off the jump because of all the downforce back there, but we'll find out here. So let's take it off the jump, see how far this thing flies. Oh, kind of stalled off the line there. That's kind of weird. I did just put my foot to the floor, so I don't know. The traction control probably freaked out a little bit. We're going pretty fast though. We're going up to 175 off the jump, and no, it actually flew pretty far, around the 300 mark, 400 mark, I think maybe, and pretty dramatic crash into the wall there and directly into the pool, moving very quickly there. As always, if you want to check this car out, I'm gonna have the link to the mod in BeamNG in the description below. Thanks again for watching. Sorry for the little bit shorter video. I hope you understand with what I have going on right now. And I will, you know, try to get back to the regularly, I don't know, whatever content in the future. But hey, if you prefer these shorter videos, let me know in the comments too. I can definitely try to make them shorter if that's what you guys like better. But again, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. I hope everyone has a good week or whatever. I know I'm going to. So yeah, thank you all, and I'll see you when I see you.